my snows. So as a little kid, we all have an adventurous side. We all had that side where we wanted to try new things, go out and do weird things, jump off, go climb a high tree, try to jump off it and then break your arm in the long run or something. I don't know. Kids are crazy. But, okay, so when I was little, I don't remember how old I was, probably like 9 or 8, around those times. But I had a friend named Sarah. We were close. We were in the same class together. And I went to spend the night over at her house. And there was an abandoned building right next door to her house. And me and her had the brightest idea to break into the house. Yes. To break into an abandoned building. And I'm like, Sarah, we need to go inside that building. She's like, why do we need to go inside that building? I'm like, I don't know, I just want to go in there. I want to look around, see what they left behind, whatever. I don't know. I always loved abandoned buildings. I still like abandoned buildings. If I could, I would go into an abandoned building and go exploring. But, I wanted to go in that building so bad. Because we were walked up on the porch and we looked through the window, and the windows were kind of boarded up, but you could see it kind of in there, and you could see there was stuff still in there. And I'm like, there's stuff in there. I'm like, I want to go in there. I want to check it out. And she's like, I don't know. We'll probably get in trouble. And I'm like, come on, your parents don't have to know. And she's like, fine. And so we found a way inside the house. Luckily, we didn't have to break anything. The window had already been broken. So we climbed up this wall that was in between the houses. There was a little wall, kind of like a ribbon. And we walked up the wall because the wall, it went up like that. I don't know how to explain it, but we walked up the wall. We were balancing on it. When her mom came out and checked on us, we were kind of balancing on it, trying to act like we were playing a game, but really we weren't. We were trying to get inside the building. So she told us to be careful and not to get hurt. We're like, oh, we won't. And then she went inside and we're like, yeah. So we went and we got inside the house. And oh my God, did they leave so much stuff. They left a lot of clothes, a lot of things. I'm like, it was crazy. I can't remember all the stuff that was in there, but I remember being so excited about being inside this house. I'm like, oh my God, I'm abandoning a building. And I'm like, what happens if there's a ghost? I'm like, I'll finally get to see I finally get to see a ghost, and I was so freaking excited. And we walked up the stairs, and there was bedrooms like that, and people they left mattresses, they left clothes. Just a lot of stuff was left behind, and I'm like, what happened to them? I'm like, I wanted to know so bad. I'm like, why did they leave? Why did they leave a lot of stuff behind? What happened? And I'm like, what happens if this was a murder scene? Maybe somebody got killed, but normally some murder scenes you'll get to see blood and stuff like that, some dried up blood, but there was none of that. Sometimes they'll probably clean it up, but there was a lot of stuff there, and I don't know, but it was so amazing, and I'm so happy that we got in here. And we were just walking around and looking around at all the stuff that was left there, and there was a lot of kids' toys there, and I'm like, oh, Sarah, we could take these toys. And she's like, no, we can't, these aren't our toys. And she was, of course, I was like, oh, let's do it. And she's like, no. And I'm like, I don't know, it was just, I just loved abandoned buildings. I want to, when I see an abandoned building, I want to go inside there and I want to try to figure out why it's abandoned. Why did they leave? Why, what happened here? My imagination runs wild when I go inside of an abandoned building, or if I see one, I'm like, why is it abandoned? Did something bad happen there that they had to abandon it, evacuate it as immediately as possible? Forget everything, leave everything. You can't take anything. And your mind just comes up with so many scenarios of what could have happened. And I just love it. And like, I don't know like why this story came back into my head. I don't know, like one day it just popped in my head. I'm like, oh, that's a good story to tell. But yeah, I broke into an abandoned building and there was a lot of stuff there, and it was amazing. Me and Sarah didn't get caught either. I know her mom was caught. Like, I remember, like, we were inside and I was walking by the window and I heard her mom outside calling for us, and we're like, oh shit, her mom is calling for us. We had to get out the window, and then we came running around the corner, and she didn't know where we were. She's like, where were you guys? And we're like, oh, we were just out back playing. We didn't hear you calling. We were just having a lot of fun, but really we were in the abandoned building next door, and we didn't get caught or anything. Anyways, that's the end of this video, my snow owls. If you have any crazy adventures that you guys went on when you were little, please tell me down in the comments down below. I love to hear about your crazy adventures when you were little, and